Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. So welcome once again. As you all know, my name is Alakadola Potimitokwe. I'm the co-founder of the founder and also the co-founder of this training. All right. So as you know, today is the graduation ceremony and the orientation for our outgoing batch, batch 7. And we are proud of you guys. We believe that you are going to do well. And whatever you are put into this work, you are going to do the same thing when you get to your workplace. Okay, so one of the judges we are going to be bringing on this call is Mr. Matthew Adedeji Oyeleke. He's a software developer, researcher, and is currently undertaking his PhD in computing and informatics with research focus on AI health. He has 13 years of experience in software development and 4 years of experience in research. So it's currently schooling in the UK, University of Huddersfield, okay, UK. So it's going to be joining soon. All right, so we are going to kickstart. We are going to start with Arewa. So Arewa, you can share your screen and start your presentation. So you have 15 minutes. Thank you. And please ensure to use your video while presenting. Okay, we lost him. He's just joining back. So please share the link with your friends. You can join both on Zoom and on YouTube. You can join. All right. We are waiting for Arewa to come on board. Okay, so while we are waiting for Arewa, I'm not sure he's ready because of his internet. We can go to the next person. So while Arewa will wait, I mean, after that Arewa will come on. So the next person is Bolu. Bolu, are you ready? Bolu, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, so you can come up. You have the floor.
Okay, let me share my screen.
Yes, please.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, coming up.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay.
You might need to use F5 so that we can see the full screen. Oh, great.
Okay, so good day, good afternoon, wherever you are. My name is Bolu Edelsi, and this is my capstone project. So my project, I decided to do an internal logistics system for beverage supply at Murrayfield Stadium, which is where I do my part-time. So logistics, if I'm to explain logistics, I would say it is the process of planning, implementing, and managing the efficient movement and storage of goods and services and information from point of origin to point of consumption, and it plays a crucial role in supply chain. So then another group that is tied with logistics in the stadium is hospitality, which refers to the industry, which refers to a process focused on providing services to guests and customers, primarily in settings like hotels, restaurants, events, venues, and tourism. So, and this project is based on the real-life logistics operation, where a small team manages the internal movement of beverages. And my goal was to design a database system that reflects how drink requests are made by hospitality staff and how deliveries are now carried out across destinations using logistics supports hospitality by ensuring are delivered on time. Created 7 core tables, which are staff, hospital, drink requests, and delivery. So as you can see here, for the staff, this the table holds the details of the handling and fulfilling the deliveries table, and on the right side you are seeing the final result. And for the hospitality staff, these are the personnel who make requests for drinks from various points around the stadium. So I had up to 108 hospitality staffs, and same as usual on the left side you can see me populating the table, and on the right side you can see the final result. And for destination, it outlines all the specific locations within the stadium where deliveries can be made, like lounges and suites. So you can see here, you can see the North Marquee, West Marquee. This Marquee just means tent. And you can see that type, either it is outside or inside, and the various sections such as the North, Northwest, East, South, Southwest. If you see the diagram of a regular stadium, they have all these directions, all these destinations. And for the transport method, it captures the tools used for moving drinks, such as the pallet truck, the keg, trolleys, cages, or manual handling, which is using hand. For the drinks as well, I took note of most of the drinks we work with, even though they're still more than this. It lists all the types of beverages managed by the logistics team, from soft drinks to alcoholic options. And for the requests table, this table logs each request made by hospitality staff, including the drink type, quantity, and location. And if you see the requests on the right side, if you see the dates, most of them are between 1st and 2nd of May. For the delivery, it records how each request was fulfilled, showing who delivered it, what was delivered, and by what method, and it references staff ID, request ID, and method ID from all other tables. So these act as a foreign key to delivery ID. So, and all the deliveries here, as you can see, the dates, they are mostly carried out on the 3rd and 4th. If requests are brought in on 1st and 2nd of May, the 3rd and 4th of May is where the delivery happens. So, in part of our task, we were told to create an ARD of the logistics system. And with what I have here, the diagram represents the core structure of the internal logistics database. So the request table at the center logs every drink request made by the hospitality staff. Each request links to the specific drink, the staff who made the request, and the destination. The destination it is going. So once a request is fulfilled, the delivery table then records which logistics staff completed it, when it was delivered, and what transport method was then used. So this visual layout ensures we maintain data integrity and reflect the actual workflow from the request to delivery at the Murrayfield Stadium. So for the first scenario here, you can see find pending requests. The query returns all requests that have been marked as okay, it's marked as completed. We can see the full trace of who requested what, how much, and when. You can see the quantity here. So this supports internal tracking and helps the logistics system confirm successful delivery. And for slide 2 here, deliveries made specifically by staff known as Bolu Edelsi. It filters the delivery log to only show his own personal contribution to the logistics staff team. It highlights what it delivered, where it went, the method used like cage or pallet truck, and the exact delivery time. And this is useful for performance audit. So, and for scenario 3 here, it shows a request with no delivery yet. Requests made by the hospitality staff, but that are yet to be delivered by the logistics members of the logistics team. So now we enter into the healthcare analysis dashboard. So this was the second task in our project. So there are various questions that were asked, and for the data store, I can say out of 56,000 patients on this page, females make up to the majority. Most patients fall within the 30 to 59 age range. Diabetes, hypertension, and obesity are the most prevalent conditions. So while asthma is the highest billing average, arthritis is among the lowest, hinting at the cost differences by treatment intensity. So on this page, Austin Methodist and John Hopkins have the highest patient volumes across hospitals. Abnormal test results dominate the outcome distribution. So, and medications like aspirin and ibuprofen are most aspirin, ibuprofen, and Lipitor are most prescribed. So, and emergency admissions are slightly higher than elective or urgent types, making up over a third of all the billings. So, and for the final page here, we look at the insurance landscape. Medicare leads the position in patient coverage, but interestingly, Cigna shows the highest average cost per patient. So well, to conclude, the 3 dashboards that have been posted highlight several areas worth deeper attention. So, like hospitals like Austin Methodist handle a large share of high-risk patients. Chronic illnesses dominate, especially among middle-aged and female patients. Emergency admissions are a consistent cost driver. And lastly, billing differences among insurance providers signal an opportunity to explore cost containment strategies. So now for the personal finance dashboard overview, which was our last the last task. So this is the main dashboard. As you can see, it summarizes income versus spending. It highlights top expense categories and displays available balance. The largest income is from data with decisions, which makes up more than 3/4 of the total earnings. So, and spending is mostly on housing and essentials, which tracks well with real life financial behavior, because it is a need in people's lives. So, looking deeper, hello. So, looking deeper into the monthly and weekly trend, we can see financial flows. We can see in the financial flow, income peaks at January, possibly due to contract payments or bonuses from the income sources. And weekly analysis shows that most financial activity happens on Mondays, and this gives insight into how cash flow timing affects account balancing. And for the expense composition, this slide just basically summarizes where money actually goes. Essentials like housing and groceries take the lead, while discretionary spending like entertainment and loans remain contained. It shows a financially stable lifestyle with a focus on needs, which is housing and groceries, over wants such as entertainment and cash flow. So, and for the summary of expense composition, as you can see, a high financial health indicated by $35K available balance. Income is dominated by a single stream of income, which is the data with decisions. Housing and groceries form bulk of the expenses because they are needs and not wants. Most transactions occur on Mondays, and spending is well prioritized with minimal debt. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Bolu, for this wonderful presentation. I believe we all agree with that. This is a very wonderful presentation. Well done on that. So we have a few questions before we go to the next person. So I'm going to give the floor to Mr. Lawrence and our guest. Also, any student, any of the people connected, if you have questions, you can also put up your hand. Feel free to ask questions, and I believe they will be able to answer your question. All right. Yeah, Mr. Lawrence, you have a question for him?
Thank you very much, Bolu. A very nice presentation. So from my end, it's not much of a question. It's more of a commendation. So looking at the first part of your presentation, which is the SQL query, I'm very much impressed, right? Like your query is easy to troubleshoot, right? So you kind of did it line by line, right? And it makes it a lot, somewhere around here, right? So like each line, represents, one query line by line. So it's easy to troubleshoot in case, you have issues. Troubleshooting is very easy. And I like, the way you went around, the presentation as well. So my only concern is the last two presentations. I was lost, sort of, especially the very last part. Like, so I'm new to, let's say the assumption now is that, I just joined. I'm a new person on the platform. So I would have, wanted like an overview, which I didn't quite speaking basically about, what this is all about, you spoke about, the insights from it, but, just like an overview so that, somebody who is not a finance person, can easily, grab what the discussion is about. Overall, is a very good presentation, and thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, Mr. Lawrence.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mr. Matthew, do you have comment on this presentation?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, good evening. Sorry for joining you guys late. I didn't know my my Zoom is outdated, so I have to quickly update it. Yeah, Mr. Bolu, yeah, that was a very, very fantastic presentation. Yeah, however, I would like to ask you some few questions, probably just to make sure going forward you know what to cater for. Now, the first question is, I think your the first solution, I think the database thing. Yeah. Um, After designing this thing, did you think of a backup strategy? Can you hear me?
No, sir. No, I didn't think of a backup
Okay,
strategy.
so that is very important.
Well, but
You should know that. You should know that.
according to the task.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm with you. Yeah, I can hear you.
But according to the question, we're told to take note of data governance, meaning how our system ensures security, data integrity, and ethical handling. Although this project doesn't include a full login or role-based system, I structured it with those controls in mind. So, like for example, security-wise, in a real world deployment, the supervisors that are listed in the database would have elevated permissions, for instance, to confirm or only edit deliveries, while the logistics workers, the ground workers, or hospitality staff would only view or submit requests for the logistics team to just deliver the goods. So on the side of data integrity, I used foreign key constraints in order to guarantee that all deliveries must reference an existing.
Sorry to cut in. I understand all those things. So I'm just trying to tell you is because if you are to really look into data security, there are three major goals. Yeah, according to data security, which are the CIA, the confidentiality, the integrity, and the availability. So it's very important to make sure data is available to the right user at any time. So that is why you're planning your database or anything, backup strategy is always important. Regardless, I'm not saying you are told to implement it. Yes. I'm not saying you're told to implement it. I'm just saying going forward, data is available and to the right user at any time. So that is why you're planning your database or anything. I know you're told to, you can't go that strategy is always important. I understand. Regardless, I'm not saying you are told to implement it. Yes. So probably I'm not saying you're told to implement it. I'm just saying important going forward, really. Data is available and to the right user at any time. So that is why you're planning your database or anything. I'm not backup, you can't go that strategy is always important. I understand. Regardless, I'm not saying you are told to implement it. Yes. So probably I'm not saying you are told to implement it. I'm just saying important going forward, really. Data is available and to the right user at any time. So that is why you're planning your database or anything. I'm not backup, you can't go that strategy is always important. I understand. Regardless, I'm not saying you are told to implement it. Yes. So probably I'm not saying you are told to implement it. I'm just saying important going forward, really. Data is available and to the right user at any time. So that is why you're planning your database or anything. I'm not backup, you can't go that strategy is always important. I understand. Regardless, I'm not saying you are told to implement it. Yes. So probably I'm not saying you're told to implement it. I'm just saying important going forward, really. Data is available and to the right user at any time. So that is why you're planning your database or anything. I'm not backup, you can't go that
strategy is always important. Regardless, I'm not saying you are too to implement it. Yeah, problem is I'm not saying you're too to implement it. I'm just saying important. Going forward, that's why user to the time. That is why you're planning your database alternative. I'm not you can't go down. Strategy is always important. Regardless, I'm not saying you are too to implement it. Yeah, problem is I'm not saying you're too to implement it. I'm just saying important. Going forward, that's why user to the time. That is why you're planning your database alternative. I'm not you can't go down. Regardless, I'm not saying you are too to implement it. Yeah, problem is I'm not saying you're too to implement it. I'm just saying important. Going forward, that's why user to the time. That is why you're planning
Thank you. And inserting this is what is and inserting this is what is and inserting.
Hello. Yeah, go ahead. I guess
This is what is and inserting.
Yeah.
Wow. This is my entity relationship diagram. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is what everyone is saying. Wow. My network is bad, right? This is my entity relationship. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. I can hear you.
Everyone is saying. Wow. And this is my trip table. This is what my trip table looks like. My network is bad. I have my trip ID, my customer ID, my staff ID. And I have query I used in creating the trip table, and this is the part where I inserted and this is my trip table. This is what my trip table looks like. My network is bad. My trip ID, my customer ID, my staff ID. This is my query I used in creating the trip table, and this is the part where I inserted these are some of my trip table. This is what my trip table looks like. My network is bad. My trip ID, my customer ID, my staff ID.
Hello, Alaka, are you there?
Hello? Wow, network.
You can give us like an overview, and then you tell us, okay, the solution you are providing. Yeah, stop here. So like you tell us, what you are doing, what you are trying to achieve, what problem are you trying to solve, and then tell us, the downside and all that. Stop. No, I mean the dashboard. Stop at the dashboard. Hello, Ira, can you hear?
I can hear you, sir.
Okay. So yeah, so this dashboard, right? I like the color combination, except that it's too busy, right? If you have too many, items on your dashboard, it makes it clumsy. So as it is now.
I can hear you, sir.
Okay. So yeah, so this dashboard, right? I like the color combination, except that it's too busy, right? If you have too many, items on your dashboard, it makes it clumsy. So as it is now. Okay. So yeah, so this dashboard, right? I like the color combination, except that it's too busy, right? If you have too many, items on your dashboard. Hello?
Hello?
All right, I'm sure you can hear me now.
I can hear you, sir. It's
Yeah,
repeating
so
before.
yeah, it was echoing. So I was speaking to this dashboard, right? So
Yes, sir.
usually when you have too many items, right, it makes it clumsy. So what you've done, maybe perhaps you might have like two dashboard, like your major call outs, the major things you want to you bring them, then you can, briefly talk about the not so important ones, quickly, talk about them. So, but for this, it's kind of busy, and then I need to kind of strain my eyes to see what you're trying to present, and this is supposed to happen like at a glance, right? So, take that feedback. Yeah. Then also, like I said earlier, you're trying to educate us. So give us like an overview. Tell us, what is all about. What problem are you trying to solve? What are the downside? What are the advantages? So anybody that is presenting after now, let us know. Act as if every other person here is a novice, and then you are like the person in charge. So give us like an overview so that we know exactly what you are talking about and we can flow with you. Thank you very much, Ira.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Lawrence. All right.
Please.
Mr. Matthew, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so actually I'd just like to corroborate on what Mr. Lawrence has said. So, like he said, dashboard is not meant to give you everything about your database. Just the most important things. That is what she just want to present. And during your presentation, always make sure you make inferences. Okay, this particular thing that you're saying, what does it mean? Not just you listing, okay, I presented patient by gender, patient by admission. What is the essence? What are those graphs? What are they speaking about? It's very important. I think that's all I've got to say here. My one.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Matthew. You didn't get so much question. Okay, for me, my own is on your design. I would have prefer that you have the dashboard, the type of template you use should not be this. However, you have the dashboard which should fill the whole screen. I'm straining my eyes to see the content of this dashboard. So please, subsequently, I mean, you remember one of the things we taught you guys is that the type of people you want to present the report for with determine the type of template or the type of dashboard you need to design. As you have said, you don't need to put everything in one place, like the way Bodo did it. That he was able to. That's one of the comments I want to tell him. He was able to split it in several places. You don't need to put everything in one place. All we want is that we want to see the data in a well-represented form that mere seeing the data, we can actually predict, we can say that, okay, we can make business decision. So, but in overall, you really try. So well done. And thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. So the next person is Elias. So before we go, please, for those that connected through YouTube is fine now. You can tell your friends, you can send the link, send the link to them, let them join through YouTube. They can be able to hear and see us. All right, Elias.
Yes, I'm coming. Just give me a minute.
Okay, you have the floor now. Elias.
Good afternoon, good evening, anywhere you are in the part of the world. I'm going to share.
You can go ahead, please.
I want to share. Okay. My name is Elijah. I have 3 projects here for my CAPS project. First one is SQL, and second one is financial analysis by Excel, and I have healthcare data visualization for medical center.
Yeah, you can use F5 to show the whole screen.
Full screen? Okay.
Yeah, to see it.
That means we have to show from simple now, sir.
Thank you. It's fine now.
My the bike store overview. This bike store diagram shows a really retail bike store system. Include entirety as a customer, order, staff, stock, and the product with a clear relationship among them. Customer place order with a process by staff with specific location, with a specific staff ID. Each order include one or more items tier to product, which are categorized by brand, product category. Staff member report to the manager inform the hierarchy structure. The diagram supports a correlated operation like order management, inventory, and sale tracking. Relationship using foreign key to maintain relationship integrity, ensure normal and efficient relationship in database design for biocritic. As we can see from this diagram from here, we have our brand table, category table, customer table, order item, order table, products, stock, and stock. So in the bike store diagram, we have a two schema, sales and product with a total number of 9 tables, which designed to manage the sale inventory and product data for a bike store. This is our cardinality for the sales and product. You can see staff with the staff ID connected to the manager ID, customer, store, and the product brand, stock, category, order, and then the key and the primary key and the foreign key system in the bike database. Primary key like a customer ID, order, product ID, etc. is a unique identifier which record the perspective table, and the foreign key such as a store and product create a relationship between the table. For example, store ID in the staff or stock table linked to the store table when product ID in other item linked together for the table. This ensures data constant and force relation reference integrity between the related record. 6 schema table of store name, phone, email, and phone address with the store location. Staff contain a staff name and contact information linking to the store. Here the manager ID, the store ID, manager ID show a reporting hierarchy. The active employment staff still working or not working, no longer working, show from the store value the active column which is set to the 0. And customer store name, contact information, and address. If any customer order, we can see from which location, from which country that the customer placed the order, and the order can be tracking when it is shipping and then when he received the order. The sales schema table. The store show header, customer status and the date, linked to the line item to order item. The order item, every individual store item, each or include the product quality, price, and discount, linked to fair ID, order ID. Stock tracking inventory by the store, show the quality of the each product and the value in the store and the one that is already sold. Product schema. The brand of the bike in the store, whether it's electric, scooter, bike reader, or normal bike. So the category defines the bike type, electric for the adults and for the children. Product, which contain the product name, the brand, the category, the model, and the year and the price, linked into the brand and the category and the body. Thank you. That is the one. The second presentation, personal financial dashboard review. Here is the personal financial dashboard from ASA, from the data that was given to us. We're tracking the visualization income, spending, and the financial. The key metrics is available balance, which is 35,000, and total income 65,400. The total spending is 30,000. We can see from the diagram the top spending, which is the house, grocery, clothing, entertainment, and loan. The source of income of this person is from the YouTube data with decision and teachable. You can see the monthly trending in the income and the spending, and the weekly income and spending. The data shows the month record and category expenses, the main visualization, which is a credit card summary, spending, income and chart, top and category and trend. Here is income, spending, and category. Top income, which I have already talked about, top spending, and the mass of the income during the week. The mass income during the week is 34,000, and the day was Monday. The mass spending in the month is 3,166, which is May. Financial and trading insight monthly. Higher income a month is which the person have is January. They have a 14,000 on this day. Most considered spending is 2,900 and 3,100. Weekly trending. Most spending during the weekly is 5,594. Most income is on Thursday 12,400. The saving insight. Strong income to spending ratio, opportunity to reduce spending on grocery and clothing, which is a recommendation for this personal financial overview. My third presentation is a healthcare data visualization. In this healthcare, this is my dashboard with the data that we are giving to clean and visualize to see what happened in this healthcare. The data drive for the patient and the care and the cost optimization. Here we can say as a hospital and admission type by gender, female, male, and non-binary. Most patients was admitted by emergency for female, and male, and non-binary is very low. The urgent admission was here, which is female also, and followed by male. And the normal elective, which is a female, also have higher, and followed by male and non-binary. And we can see age by gender for the patient which was admitted to the hospital. Here we can see the patient ID, the age of the patient, the gender, and by the blood type, and the doctor which attend to this patient, and also the date of the patient. If I could slide this thing a little bit, the date will be shown. And the bill amount by the test result. You can see the bill amount: abdominal, inconsensitive, and normal. Bill amount by the medication. You can see the medication. Ibuprofen takes the higher, and the span, and the paracetamol. And also hospital and patient medication condition by gender. You can see female have asthma, and asthma, cancer, obsessor, and depression. We see the hospital, we have a higher insurance provider. The Hutchinson Medical, Johnson Hospital, Catholic. Patient overview and objective. We have 55,500 patient record from this major 10 US hospital. The goal of this healthcare is to enhance the decision, optimization cost, and provide outcome. The dashboard focusing on this area: demography, age, gender, blood by type, medication condition, and usage. The usage of the medication, admission and treatment costs, insurance coverage, and the hospital compensation. The patient demography and admission patient. The major of the patient age from 13 to 89, with female represent the highest, largest, as we see in the diagram. Non-binary individuals who appear in significant number, indicated diversity representative. Most patients are admitted under emergency and urgent care, with female most often admitted. You can see the blood group, which is most common is A negative, and the most common by the blood among of the patients. You can see hospital that have admission, treatment, and cost. The admission type, most admission are emergency, as we see in our diagram. Female patients dominated all the admission type, billed by test results. You can see normal result dominate 55% of the total, caused by medication. The total medication, ibuprofen, Span, and Panadol, carry 20% each. Cost relative eventually distributed by across the medication. You can also see in the diagram. Condition and treatment analysis. Hypertension, diabetes, and obesity are the most diagnosed in the condition of the audio hospital. Gender-based trending show higher prevalence of chronic disease among the females. Hospital treatment and balancing across the gender with females life leading. Most common medication, ibuprofen, Lipton, Spring, and the Panadol. Cost insurance and hospital compensation performance. The treatment cost are widening with abdominal test results, driving higher bill. Insurance, United Healthcare cover the most patient, followed by the asthma and medical. Cost pattern. Suggestion medical is cost effective for a chronic patient. Austin Methodist Hospital handle the highest patient loading and bill volume, 0.52 billion bill, caused by the medication and test results inside eyes in pinpoint budget effect. Efficiency. Here is actionable and recommendation. It is important to improve the chronic condition management via the perspective program. Ensure the effective care delivered across all the gender and age group. Standard medication and treatment approach to reduce the cost. Collaborate with higher performance hospital and insurance for the optimization care mode. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that wonderful presentation, Elias. Thank you. All right. So yeah, again, Mr. Lawrence, any feedback?
All right. Thank you very much, Elias. A wonderful presentation. I have some feedback for you. So like your financial trend, trends naturally, right? You bring it out by showing us dashboard. And of course, your dashboard is supposed to be interactive. Yes, except for the purpose of this call, like, we are trying to work with time. So when you speak to your dashboard, we are supposed to be able to see exactly what you are speaking to. And that's why I emphasize the need that you do just major call outs. You were more like, reading out these things to us, just the way you've presented it. So you have a data set, right? Some things are more valuable than the others. So what you're supposed to do is to tell us about the ones that are valuable, and then just speak slightly about the other ones, just so that we know that, okay, these things are actually there, but these are like the key things. And then for your dashboard, please avoid the urge, to put everything on your dashboard, just like we reiterated in the people who presented earlier. You don't have to have everything on your dashboard. No. Have the major things, speak about the ones that are not so major, speak about them, just so that we can have them. Then there's something you did, much later, which I appreciate. If you move towards the ending, so you had a dashboard that I felt was, very busy. Still move on. Then along the line, you kind of brought out each of those items, put them out, and then put it side by side with your, with your breakdown, which I quite move, just so that, every other person can appreciate what you've done. Move on. I'll tell you when to stop. So something like this, right? So yeah, you have the entire dashboard, but now you are speaking to hospital and patient medical condition by gender. So you brought out that part and then you showed it to us. So I might not be able to see the entirety of that dashboard because it's busy. But now that you have done this, I'm able to see it, at a glance. And then whatever it is you are, I can also see it and say, okay, this is for Ashma, for example, looking at this, I know that the female, which is the blue, is on the higher side compared to the male. So I can see that at a glance. And then I move on to arthritis, right? I can't really differentiate between, hold on, go back, please. So for arthritis, for example, I can't see, I can tell that the female is more than the male, but to what extent? That's where, labeling kind of, comes in, right? There's also the need for you to an extent label your data, especially, if you choose to use, a presentation like this, right, then you might need to label it just so that at a glance, the audience can see exactly what you're speaking to. Overall, it's a wonderful presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for that feedback, Mr. Lawrence. Yeah, Mr. Matthew?
Yeah, actually, I don't have much to say. Mr. Lawrence has actually, touched on almost everything. So I'll just give a quick feedback. Yeah, this is a very detailed presentation. Yeah, kudos for that. But however, always try as much as possible not to read directly from your slides. I can read your slides, so you don't need to read it back to me again. So try as when you are presenting, try as much as possible not to read directly from your slides. I think that's all I've got to tell you.
Thank you so much for that feedback. And I hope we are all enjoying the section. It's their graduation day, so please let's celebrate with them. All right, so mine is still the same thing, which is the dashboard. I would have loved it if you have the dashboard alone fill the whole of the page. And I mean, can you go to your Power BI dashboard? So Power BI, I could see, when we are working with graphic designing, there is a way you copy picture, there is a way you copy and paste. When you copy a picture from somewhere and paste it, there is a way to adjust it. If you don't adjust it the way you are supposed to do it, you are going to shrink the picture. For instance, I can see that this image is shrinked. So when you want to shrink a picture, you pick it from the edge, not from the side. And with that, you'll be able to, I mean, it's going to be the same way you have it in your design. You know, you are the one that did the design. It was very nice in the design. But when you are what you are presenting to us is what we are seeing. We did not see what you have in your design. Okay, so please make sure next time, make sure that when you are shrinking your image, when you are reducing the size, make sure it is done normally. It's done, I mean, you're able to do it from the edge. Also, I mean, I cannot see, I don't know whether it is my eye. I cannot see the written text. I can't see them well. I don't know. I can't see them well. So assuming this fill the whole page, maybe I'll be able to see them. And the other thing is, don't put everything in one page. You know, like instead of having like 7 tiles, call them tiles, 7 tiles, you can make it 4. And you remember we can have page 1, page. So thank you so much for that, Helios. All right, so before we go to the next person, I would like to read the question because for the next person coming in, when you are giving us the solution, we need to know the question so that we can actually appreciate your solution better. So I'm going to read the question for number 1, which we asked them to develop a database. And I'm really impressed with all of their responses, what they have done. Okay, so the question is that you are required to design and implement a database system for an application area of your choice. So which means we did not give them a particular area to work on. So they must have experienced it. So they have to take their time to think about a business and develop a database. You are required to design and implement a database system for an application area of your choice. We want you to propose a scenario drawn from your own experience. The scenario and the produced database system will be judged by the tutors. The underlying database should be a relational one. We expect you to provide a few example SQL statements. For instance, a meaningful query for your database. You are also required to discuss data governance, security, integrity, ethics, and legal issues. So I would like to appreciate you all. Before we go to the next one, I mean, you guys you really try for you to actually pick, I mean, before you can design a database for an organization, you must have had an experience with that. You must have had a lot of thought to be able to think, okay, this particular organization, what are the tables that will be needed? What are the business cases? What are the business rules? What are the user use cases? Those are the things that will help you to be able to develop such, and you guys are able to do that. So I must say, well done. All right, so we'll go to the next person now, which is Michael is not on the call, so we are going to Chinonye. Yeah, Chinonye, are you ready for us?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Welcome on board.
Yes, sir. Okay. Let me share my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, you can proceed.
Okay. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Robert Chinonye, and I'll be presenting my
You can use
project.
F5 to have a big screen, and you can speak a little bit louder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
F5.
it okay now?
No, not yet. F5, or you click on the screen.
I think it is not.
Okay, continue.
Okay. So, name is Robert Chinonye, and I'll be presenting my project today. I'm a medical laboratory technician, so basically my SQL database is on a medical diagnostic center. So basically, a medical diagnostic center is the place people go to get your test done and see what might be wrong with whatever it is that's going on with your health. So, and they offer these services, which is laboratory tests for blood, urine, and imaging studies, which is your X-ray, MRI, CT scan, and cardiac, we have your ECG and stress test. So for the SQL database, the tables, I implemented 4 tables, which is the customer table, laboratory table, ECG table, and X-ray table. And then I'll go into the next slide, which is the customer table. So for the customer table, you can see that these are the entities: date, customer ID, last name, first name, age, sex, phone number, email address, and investigation with amount paid. For the customer table, the primary key is the customer ID. And then using insert statements, this is what we get. Okay, so this is my table for a customer table after using everything. And you'll notice that, this is containing everything with the name, email address, amount paid, test, and the rest with the dates. And then moving on to the next, this is the laboratory table, which is contains the date, customer ID, which is the foreign key, age, sex, lab number, test, sample type, and department. Now, for the laboratory table, the lab number is the primary key. Okay, so this using my SQL insert statements, this is what the table looks like. So you can see it here: the dates, customer ID, lab number, test, sample type, and departments. We have different departments in the laboratory. So, hematology, chemistry, microbiology, endocrinology. So with the sample type, you can notice too that, we have blood, urine, stool for that. And then moving on to the next. Okay, this is the lab table. Okay, from this. So we're going to the ECG table, which is ECG, entities, dates, customer ID, and customer ID here too, again, foreign key, age, sex, ECG number, which is the primary key, and then the ECG type, and then I populated the table, which is, we're going to have this. So customer ID, age, sex, ECG number, ECG type. We have different types of ECG. So this resting ECG, ambulatory ECG, everything. And next table should be the X-ray table. The entities, date, customer ID, age, sex, X-ray ID. Customer ID also foreign key, the X-ray ID, the primary key. And then after using the insert segments, this is what we have. So this is it. X-ray ID, name, and age, sorry. And we'll notice that from what I did majorly, it is just the customer tables that have the names. Okay, let me go back up. I need to properly explain. It's just the customer table that has the names. Why is that? Because usually we have different clients, and 2 or 3 people can have the same name, which is, if you notice from the end, this is 16 and 17, you notice that Abigail Okon, this name is appearing twice. It's just the age. You can see this person is 41 and this person is 2 years old. So you will notice that. That is why most times in the laboratory we don't usually use names in identifying these things, because you can get mixed up and stuff. So that's why the primary key I mentioned was the customer ID and the lab number. So yeah. Yes, so yes, I already explained this. For the normalization, the proper use of the customer ID, lab number, the primary keys for the customer ID, lab number, ECG number, and X-ray ID. That's uniquely identify the records, because these keys are very important. They uniquely, and then the foreign keys are the ones that link the data across. And then we have customer table, storing personal data and information, lab, ECG, X-ray, all linked by the customer table. So yes, this is the ER diagram, and you see the link, everything all linked to the customer table. And then, okay, so yes, so these are the queries based on database system, and then be picking them one after the other. I had 6 questions. Okay, so let's start with the first one. This is question 1, the contact information of patients in the laboratory department, specifically for the laboratory department. So this is the query, and then this is what it brings out. So you'll see it. We had the first name, last name, phone number, and the rest for just the laboratory department. And then, okay, so this is for the second question. List of the patients that carried out both lab test and X-ray. So this is the query. And then this is what we have. You will notice here, this is the lab test. And then this is the X-ray type. People that carried out just lab test and X-ray. So we'll be moving to the next question, which is yes, top 10 patients with the highest purchase. Top 10 patients with the highest purchase. You notice from the first table, the customer table, amount paid was added. So this is it. After using the query, this is what we have. Top 10 patients with the highest purchase. And then the next question. The patients in the laboratory department that carried out only blood tests. From the beginning, I explained that, in the laboratory, we have different types of, samples that is brought in. So it's not just blood, we have urine, we have stool, part of the things I pointed out in the beginning. So this is now specifically for just the people that carried out just blood tests, which is this. Yes, you notice the sample type, blood. And these are the people that carried out just blood tests. And then the next one, list of female, specifically female patients below the age of 40. And then this is what we have here. All the patients below the age of 40. Then I think. Okay, taking this one. Okay, so yes, this should be the last question. List of patients that carried out just resting ECG. I already mentioned we have different types of ECG too. So like specifically for just the people that carried out resting ECG, and then this is it. Okay, so we'll be talking about the security, integrity, and ethics for the database. So for the security, to protect the data from unauthorized access, meaning just people in the laboratory should be able to access just laboratory files, just the laboratory, files, like what I mentioned here. Just lab technicians should only modify entries in the laboratory tables, meaning only laboratory files should be what they should be able to access, and then people working in the ECG and likewise X-ray departments, they should only be able to access what is in their department, not trying to edit or access any other file that is not in their department. So for the integrity, we have, the integrity, basically, I already mentioned this before, the correct use of the primary and foreign keys. If the primary and foreign keys are not used correctly, you will not have an accurate and reliable database result. So the ethics now will focus on patient confidentiality, which is the identity and the data of the patient should be confidential, and data minimization, collecting only necessary data, just the things you need that is necessary for that test. Transparency and consent, you explain to them what they need to know, and you explain to them why you need to collect those informations and what you are going to use them for. Okay, so I think that should be all. Next is for the healthcare analysis. Okay, so this is my dashboard, and then I'm going to talk about the insights. Sorry, I wrote it separately. So on the patient demographic, that's number 1. By gender, we have 50% diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and then I mentioned this most common blood type, which is A positive. So then we're going to the highest number of patients. The hospital, yes, that has the highest number of patients is Houston Methodist Hospital. And then, yes, since they have like the highest number of patients, obviously the top billing hospitals should be, yes, it is part of it. It's the first, then followed by Johns Hopkins and UCLA Medical Center. And then the conditions contributing to the higher cost, which is diabetes, obesity, and hypertension, which is, yes, I mentioned here already that the medical conditions overview, diabetics, hypertension, and obesity are dominant. So obviously, they are contributing to higher costs, which was deduced by the dashboard. And then, yes, the next one is medication prescribed from what I deduced from the, the medication that was prescribed. We have, these are the medications, and then these are the top conditions to treat. For penicillin, we had cancer, hypertension, and obesity. The top three: aspirin, cancer, diabetes, and hypertension. Ibuprofen, we have arthritis, obesity, and diabetes. And metformin, we have diabetes, hypertension, and obesity. And then for the last one, we have the test results. It shows that nearly half of the populations have abnormal or critical findings. You can see from here, this is what we're talking about, abnormal. The abnormal is almost half of the population who have abnormal results. So we'll be moving on to the next one, which is the personal finance tracker. Yes. These are the insights for the income versus spending. The income was greater than the spending for the finance tracker. Then the top spending categories, we had housing and groceries, which is here. Housing and groceries is for the top spending. And then the income source, most income is from data with decision. So data with decision had the most income, then the monthly trends, income and spending. The highest income month was January, and the highest spending month was May. And then the weekly trends, we have the highest income day was Monday, and then highest spending is Tuesday. So for the insights, the earning tends to peak at the beginning of the week. So I think, okay, that's that. Thank you very much.
Wow, it's amazing. Very well done, Chinoye. Thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. Okay, as we bring in Lawrence. Lawrence, any feedback for Chinoye?
Wow, Chinoye, thank you very, very much. I can't fault you anywhere except for some spelling errors, laboratory and customer. The very first part of your presentation, I can't but notice the customer. I know it's typo, right? Thank you very much.
Yes.
Well articulated,
Thank you.
very sequential. It would appear to me that you're a very organized person, right? So because like the insights were there, and it's like much of what I've said regarding, like feedback I give other persons, you already have them, tidied up in your own, right? You have a dashboard, and then you went further to give us insights. Like I said earlier, major callouts, right? Because usually, as a data analyst, you are presenting to top management. They are not interested in the nitty-gritties. They want to see like the major callout because they want to make a decision there and there. Like, okay, what are we doing here? What happened here? And they want to take a decision. So they don't have time for you to start telling them how you start data, how you did it. They are not interested, right? And this, is already captured in everything that you did. It was, like well sequential. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that feedback, Mr. Lawrence. Yeah, Mr. Matthew.
Yeah. Am I right?
It was dragging. I can't hear you clearly.
Network.
Hello?
It's better now.
Yeah, am I audible now? Am I
Yeah.
audible
Yeah, you're
now?
audible.
Oh, okay, yeah. Chinoye, am I
Yes,
right?
sir.
Is that the name?
Sir. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
okay, yeah. Yeah, what a wonderful presentation. Yeah, however, can you go back to your SQL implementation? I want to show you something.
Okay, sir.
I think that should be the first part of your presentation. Just scroll up on.
Right.
Yeah. So one of your schema, yeah, click on, let me. Yeah, this particular one. Yeah. If you check the 10th, yeah, look at the 10th column name, which is the amount paid.
Yes, sir.
I think using int data type is not the ideal
That's
data
true.
type that you should use.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you are dealing with currencies, you don't use
Integer.
O number.
Okay. Okay.
You don't use integer. So
Okay.
that's, I would just like to, yeah, just say this to you. See, why you are presenting as someone who is interested in what you're presenting, or as the top guy in the company who wants to make decision. While you are giving me the insight, I want to be saying, I want to be saying what you are referring me to.
Okay.
So it doesn't really make sense while you are telling me something and you are navigating back to where I can visualize it, then you go back to what you're saying. So it's not a very good practice in presentation.
Okay.
I think overall, yeah, you did excellently well. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much for that feedback, Mr. Matthew. Yeah, they are very good. So I hope you know the reason why you are not supposed to use integer as the data type for amount. Do you know that? Can you tell us?
Yeah, because it said it's not supposed to be for currency. It's old number. Integer is old number. So um basically that was what I could guess from what she said.
Okay. Remember, I gave you that example in the class. You know, currency, you could have decimal places. You know, it will not always be an whole number. And if you already specify that it to be integer, it means, and you know, bank is 0.1 on each member or anyone 0.1 alone. If you add it together, it's gonna sum up to a huge amount of money. So anything amount you use, you don't use integer. You can use float. You can use we will have a data type called money. You know, there are different
Okay.
data type. So thank you so much for this well detailed report. Very well detailed report. Another thing I also see here is the domain knowledge. No, you are actually able to articulate this well because you have the domain knowledge. You have been working in the health sector, so you understand the terminologies. You have the domain knowledge. So that is what we tell people. I mean, if you want to transition to become a data analyst, you do not need to. I mean, your previous experience are still needed because you will enjoy it more when you are still working in line with what you are doing. Because in everything, it requires data analyst. Even in construction, we have planner. You know, in every field they require an analyst. So you can become an HR analyst, because you already have previous experience on HR. So you know the terminologies. When they say something, you are able to, to defend it, you understand it. In health, you understand it. One of the questions I would like to ask the others that have presented is, which we are going to ask after this presentation, is why did you choose that? Why did you choose the application you worked on? For you chose the application because you are in that field. Someone talked about logistic, the first presenter. He chose that because he did his, I think maybe IT or something there. Someone pick bike. I really enjoy it. And I'm really enjoying it. So well done, everyone. Thank you so much. So we'll go to the next person, Sharon. Sharon,
Good evening, sir.
good evening. Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, please use the video.
Oh, okay, sorry. Hi, good evening, sir.
Yeah, welcome.
Okay, so I will be sharing my screen now. Can you see my screen? Hello?
Yes, yes, please proceed, please.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Sharon and I'm currently in Nigeria, and I'll be presenting my capstone project on healthcare data analysis. So basically, this is my agenda for my project: database design and normalization, data model and connections, SQL query, Power BI, and Excel dashboard. So the name of my clinic database design is Revelo. And so the scenario is basically having a clinic where there is patients, there's doctors have specialties, and then patients can book an appointment to see a doctor where there's a diagnosis given, and then probably prescriptions when the patients come. And this is the database is just to track the operational system of the business. So it's also one of the main reasons is for record keeping, to create a fast, easy to use digital system for tracking patients' care records. So for the business analysis, booking of appointments, patients can book appointments with doctors, doctor visits, appointment generate diagnosis, then doctors have specialties, and then keeping records of all of these processes. Then for the ER breakdown, so they are the entities and the attributes. So the entities are what make up the organization. So we have patients, we have doctors, we have when they book appointments, then the diagnosis, which is, the patient situation, and then there's a prescription given, and then payment is done. So these are the breakdown entities, and for every entity, which is a table, it has to be unique, which leads us to like the dimension table and the fact table. So we have patients, doctor, prescription payments as dimension table. Then for normalization, for the dimension table, which is like which has like the whole key, which is the primary key. There are no multiple values in those fields. Data depends solely on the primary key, which is usually the first column on every table. And then non-key attributes should depend on the primary key. So it's very possible for a table to have two primary keys, but the main primary key is usually the first one on the column, and every data on that table should depend on the primary key for that particular table. So noting is each piece of info is stored in one place. That's for the fields. So this is the data model design I came up with. I was just able to do this with Excel. So the fact table in this is the appointment table, where every other table, the dimension table, is connected to the fact table, which is the appointment table. So on the payment table, we have payment ID, we have patient ID, we have diagnosis ID, and all of those primary keys, which are connected to the appointment table, which is the fact table. So this is the design I could come up with. This is a Snowflake design where all the tables are connected to it. Then final table in 3 normal form. So like I said earlier, regarding the entities, each table has a unique data on it. So for the patient table, the primary key is definitely going to be the patient ID, because that is what can be on another table for there to be a transaction. Doctor table, patient ID, and doctor ID is the primary key. For the appointment table, which is a fact table, so it can take the patient ID and the doctor ID so that there can be a transaction in case you need like a coherent an accurate data, like if you want to pull information from different tables and present an accurate data, you need to connect dimension tables and fact tables together so that you can have an accurate data. So that's where the fact table comes in, which is the appointment table. You can also call the diagnosis table, prescription table as fact or transactional tables, because they can also be connected to the dimension tables, which is the patient table and the doctor table. So why do we normalize? We normalize to reduce duplication, improve consistency, make updates easier. If you want to change, you don't have to start looking. In case you have different data, you don't have to start looking for them. You just, if you have like a single table for a particular information, it's easier for you to just change it there. Then it ensures accurate, maintainable data. So the next one is SQL and execution. So like I said earlier, the name of my database was Revelo Database System. So we're asked to create tables, insert into the created tables, make at least 3 SQL statements, and then explain the security, integrity, ethical, and data governance aspects of my database. So this is my SQL statement. So I created the table using the create table diagnosis and all of the appointments. So I had already created these tables earlier on, the appointment table, the diagnosis table, doctor table. So what I just created here with the screenshot is the diagnosis table, and it has diagnosis VACA, which could contain 50 and 50 characters, appointment, the same thing, and other columns there. And then inserting it, I inserted the IDs for the diagnosis ID and the appointment ID, and also the condition for that particular table. So the 3 SQL statements I came up with was provide list of patients that are female, provide the name of doctor who treated patients with this ID, provide a list of medications that start with the letter P. So this is the first query. Which is provide a list of patients that are female. So this is the execution here. And then I'm using inner join because one of the tasks was to use inner join for one of our queries. So using inner join, I was able to execute this table below. So I was just able to upload 2 of them. And then for security, integrity, and ethics, data governance part of the database. For security, we always want to watch and check to make sure that they follow important rules like GDPR. So your database is always supposed to be kept safe and protected. Then integrity, we have inbuilt rules to correct data and to track or to check if there's any change or then if there's anything wrong with your database. Then for ethics, define roles, policies, and training programs ensure accountability. So basically, data is only used when the patient agrees, and personal data are hidden when for research, and you can only use your database when there shouldn't be any unfairness, and there shouldn't be any misuse of data. So for the data governance, everyone has a clear role. When you want to pull out data from a database system, you should know who you're giving your data to. Any information that is sensitive, you shouldn't be able to disclose that information to whoever you're giving it to. So that is about the data governance. Then for Power BI, we were told to come up with, we're given a data set to show patient care visualization across hospitals, identifying trends and assisting stakeholders in data-informed decisions. So this is my Power BI design. So from the first chart, you can see total patients by gender. You can see that the highest number of patients for this is the female, which is the light blue color. Then total patients are 56 1,000 in number. Then total patients by hospital. So the highest number of patients that by the hospital is Houston Methodist Hospital. And then by the date of admission and discharge date, you can see that we can show how long a patient stayed in the hospital. And then I was able to do a calculated table for age group to see the group of patients, the age group of patients that were frequent more at the hospitals. So that's about my Power BI. And then for Excel dashboard, we're told to do a personal finance tracker. The goal is to track monthly, weekly expenses. My cover name is Jane Allen. And categories, we had these categories given. The tool I used was Excel. And this is my dashboard. So from here, you can see the available balance that Allen has, top spending. Let me just go to, top spending, rent, highest three top spending, rent, groceries, and clothing. Highest monthly spend is in January. Highest weekly spend was on Monday. Most income sources were data with decision. So yeah, I think that's all about my. Thank you.
Thank you so much for a wonderful presentation, and well done, well done. So before we even call others, the question I want to ask is, what motivated you to choose that topic on database design?
To be very honest, it was
I was going to ask her the same question because Sharon is someone like mine, and I know that she's going in the medical field. So Sharon, explain.
To be very honest, I got the insight from when I understood the data from our healthcare Power BI data analysis. So that was how I came up with
Great.
Yes, sir.
That's good. That's good. Well done. Well done. All right, Mr. Lawrence.
All right, thank you very much, Sharon. Yeah, well articulated, and the surprising thing for me is that you chose healthcare. You are someone I know very well, at least in the last couple of years I've known you, and I know you don't do anything healthcare related. So the fluency is a good one for me, and the fact that you had this flow, you basically talked about these things and then how they are all related. So for me, I don't have much feedback other than to say thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Well done. Mr. Matthew.
Actually, I don't really have very much to say, but I'll just try to keep this in. And this goes for everybody presenting next. Yeah, when you're designing your database, you are trying to maintain integrity and all. I kept on hearing primary key, but hardly have I heard about foreign key. I don't know, probably, I don't know if you are linking a table to the other, so there must be a primary key link to a foreign key on the other table. And that is why you could make your outer or inner join. So please, it's very important to please let us know what your foreign key is, and also our relationship between your table. It's very important. I want to know, okay, is it one-to-one? Is it one-to-many? Is it many-to-many or many-to-one? So yeah, that shows into me, and I can hire you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think I'm done.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Matthew. Well, I wasn't able to write anything down. I mean, so well done. Okay, so we just have one more person left. So, and please, I observe others on the chat. They are not asking questions. Please ask questions. These people you are seeing are now professionals. Ask them. I trust they will be able to answer you. So ask them, okay? All right, so we're going to bring the last person on the call now, which is our doctor, our able doctor. You know, we have a doctor in our midst, Dr. Edewusi. Thank you so much, doctor, for our opportunity to also learn from you. And this is an opportunity to also, I mean, to show you these little things that we know you already know. All right, so doctor, you have the floor now.
Good evening, all. Please, am I audible enough?
Yes, you are audible. You are audible.
Okay, thank you. This is Damilola Edewusi. Like I'm presenting last, my friend is not here. Yes. Is it moving at all? I can't. Okay. Is my slide moving?
No,
it's not.
No. It's not moving.
Wow.
You can close it and reopen it if it's not moving.
You might want to exit, then open it afresh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right click and exit. Right click, end slideshow.
Yeah, sorry. Can I share now? Okay. I think it's moving now.
Yeah, it's moving now.
Thank you. Sir, good evening. Sorry for that short break. Yes, we've learned a lot, and I've listened to quite a number of my colleagues, and I consider I still have a very long way to go. So don't mind my presentation. It will be as quickly, as short as possible. And I'm starting from my Power BI USA hospital report. We had major hospital health care report here. And I was able to, let me just quickly speak to the table quickly. The data present a total number of 55,500 patients, and among these is 2,500 male and 27,550 female. For the male patient, constitute about 40%, and the female 50%, the non-binary, the remaining 10%. We have more of female patients than male patients. And for the patient distribution by age group and blood type, there are more of elderly patients, that's people above age 60, than other age group. Elderly patients constitute about 36.7% of the total patients we are examining. Out of the total elderly patients, female had the highest population, while non-binary had the least population. So as much as everyone should be able to be treated, careful consideration should be given to the female patient to reduce their numbers. We have to lay emphasis on female patients. They are becoming more vulnerable. More of blood type A plus is admitted than any other blood group. That is, blood type A and AB have the same number of patients and the least as admitted. So the emphasis here is on the blood type AB. Medical condition versus age group here. Hypertension and diabetes are the most prevalent medical condition that we can observe here, with both of them having a total of 50% at 25% each. The least medical condition diagnosed is asthma, which has only 4% of total population. The elderly, that is age above 60, recorded the highest patient with hypertension, diabetes, and obesity, while the teenagers, that is people equal to or less than 18 years, recorded the least of these conditions. The significant increase in this condition is seen from the youth, which is between age 19 and 35. This trend continues until the elderly age. Therefore, it is safe to propose that to reduce this condition in the elderly years, treatment in the younger years should be aggressively carried out. That is, the emphasis should be on the younger ones now so that you don't have too much of them at a later age. So for patient versus through admission and insurance, Austin Hospital have the highest number of patients, while New York Presbyterian Hospital have the least admission. Patient admission types are almost same across board, with elective admission being 33%, urgent admission being 34%, and emergency admission representing by 32.9%. The summary of it is Austin Hospital and the medical have the highest number of results across board, and for the government of the state, the emphasis should be on these hospitals, which are having the highest number of patients and results. So for medical versus medication, in treatment, we're able to realize that in treatment of hypertension, penicillin is mostly used, while diabetes are cured mostly by Lipton, and cancer with aspirin. Paracetamol are mostly used for the treatment of asthma, arthritis, and obesity. So the take home here is we should lay emphasis on where we're having more challenges. The hospitals that are treating more should be more equipped to do more, and the age group that are becoming more vulnerable should be treated so that we don't carry on the problem to the larger, to the later years, so that we don't have too much of these elderly people having the same problem. By the time we notice all these at the teenager age, we should be able to focus on this area and do better for the state. The next one is on my financial dashboard. I can see that total income here is $65,000, while total expenses is $30, and the total balance remains $35,000. We're able to show some table that reflect total income versus total expenses. We can see that January have the highest income. This might be due to some from where I worked. We might have our profit sharing in January, and maybe some leave allowance that we didn't take during the previous year in January. This might be attributable to what we have here. And there wasn't any time we have expenses above income. That means one is able to live within the income limit. The expenses by category is represented by a pie chart, and we can see that the living expenses is higher. That's just a sacrosanct. And I can see the top 5 spending, while we have the rent to be the highest. Anywhere in the world, we're always having our rent to be on the high side, and it's compulsory. Whether you like it or not, you are going to pay rent, followed by the groceries. Just have to eat, no matter how. The clothing too, the entertainment, 1,800. The least is cash flow. That means one is not too exposed in terms of finances. These are the little I could bring on board. I'm sorry, I'm still working on my SQL, which is on health management solutions. I told my boss here that I was in transit throughout, so I'm sorry about that. With the previous presentations I've listened to and the comment from our bosses here, I've seen that I still have a very long way to go and how to do that and catch up as quickly as possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation. Thank you so much. So one take out for me here is the inferences. I mean, you are able to bring out inference from the report. You are able to talk to the report, and we are able to understand it. So thank you so much for that. So Mr. Lawrence.
Thank you very much, Dr. Edewusi. For me, for this part that you have done, you don't have much to do, right? In terms of dashboard, this is like the most beautiful dashboard I've seen today, right? And I like the fact, please, I'd like you to go back to that first part. So it simply speaks to the fact that arrangement matters, right? Go. The very first one. Yeah, stop here. So like much of the ones I've seen, I counted, most of them were 12. And then this is like 10 plus the header, that's like 11. But even at that, I can see clearly,
Exactly.
right? Meaning that what needed to be prioritized was prioritized. What needed to be minimized was minimized. So I can look at this dashboard and I can say, yes, this is what this person is talking about. And I like the fact that, just like Alaka said, the inferences, like from what you're saying, we can actually, see and then say, yes, of course, this is what this person is saying. And then we can validate that is actually truth. So I'll be looking forward to like the other part of it, even if we don't have that. Please share with Alaka, and I would like Alaka to also share with me, right? So for this one, I would like
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lawrence, for that. Thank you so much. Mr. Matthew?
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you all hear me?
Yes, please.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, I don't really have much to say because the presentation, the detailing, was so captivating that I got lost. I really got lost. So it was very, very simple. And to be fair, I really like the way the insight was. Yeah, listening to you, I can tell that you have an in-depth understanding of this particular field. Because the way you do your analysis, okay, if you go by this, this is likely to happen to this, like that is what any reasonable manager or employer is interested in. They want you to simplify things for them. So that is the essence of them wanting to employ or hire you. Yeah, it's the simplicity for me. So just keep it up. Like you said, you can't learn it all. So we keep learning as we progress in life. So just keep it up. Yeah. Thank you for the presentation. Yeah. It's really a wonderful presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for that feedback, and thank you,
sir.
Mr. Edewusi. All right, we are going to give the total feedback. Okay. So before then, we want to ask from the beginning, from the first presenter. We'd like to ask you, how your experience about this school, what you have been able to learn, and when you started, where you were, and where you can find yourself now. Also to encourage our new joiner, those people that just started their batch. I don't think it is difficult. They were like this 3 months ago. And by God's grace, we can also see where they are now. Okay, then we are starting the new batch. The main class is going to start tomorrow. So if you still have any friends, anyone that you feel would need to join this training, please call them so that they can start from the beginning. Okay, all right. So Bolu, can you give us an overall feedback about your experience with us?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the experience, and I feel I can top it up with my already existing database knowledge. And I also want to thank Miss Zelda Kiawe. I think she's one of the officials that took us in database course in the Kiawe Tech. So, and I also want to thank you too for the data analysis and for the classes. I've been able to see how to use Tableau, Power BI, and SSMS during the course during the course of the project. I learned how to also use the GUI, because if we're learning database, most of what we'll be learning is script. And with this data analysis class, I've been able to learn how to use more of GUI and graphics, a lot of graphics. So thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, can I chip in? Sorry.
Yes.
Can I chip in?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's good to mention the good things you've really enjoyed. But however, always try to let people know the challenges that you faced. Not just for you. So it would help the organizer improve better. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's good to, like, okay, you don't want to make your your tutors look bad. Yeah, I understand that. But then sometimes it's always good to, like, let them understand, okay, these are the challenges I face, these are the things so they can be able to even give you more insight on what to do, and even on their own part, so it can help them to improve better for incoming sets. I think that is very important. So whatever challenges you've faced as a student in the class, and whatever challenges you face individually on your, probably maybe where you are trying to implement your project, yeah, always try to let people know these are the things that I faced. I tried doing this, but it was so challenging for me, and at the end of the day, I was able to overcome it. So just share the overall experience with everybody. Yeah, so that's it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Matthew. Thank you so much for that. We also have a questionnaire form which will be shared with our students, which they are going to put their suggestion, what the school need to improve. We also have that in place. Thank you so much for that. All right, Arewa, are you there?
Yes, I'm over, sir.
Yes, over to you.
I would love to thank all our tutors, from Mr. Lawrence, Mr. Alaka, Mr. Uwa, and mostly my colleagues. It's been a great moment, like a very great moment. I don't know. 3 months ago before the course, I can't do any of this. Though I have vast knowledge about SQL, but for my project personally, I have been looking for a data to use, and I understood the question. He said we should create our own, something different. So I thought of using a better transportation system. Then I imputed the data myself, and I would say 3 months back, I can't do that on my own. Like, I can't do that. Like, I haven't think of doing that on my own. And I really love the experience, and I would still love to go more into this, like go deep into this. So I appreciate everyone. And if you're currently in KZ, the new batch, I'm telling you, it's a great, you're embarking on a great journey, a beautiful journey. That's what I want to say. Very big thank you.
Thank you so much for that wonderful piece. Thank you so much for that. And please don't forget, we are not leaving you. We are still together. Okay, for everyone that have presented and submitted their project, we'll be moving you to the Open My Offer Letter group. So on that group, you'll be getting job notification. We are also having another training on the portfolio. So please, for all the feedback you have received, make sure that you work on them, because those are the first project you are uploading on your portfolio is this project. Subsequently, you'll be doing more projects. The more you do it, the more you know how to do it. Okay, so we are going to join you there, and we are going to award you your certificate. Thank you so much for that, Harewa.
Thank you.
So our next person on the line is Elias.
Thank you for your opportunity for our leisure, and the guidance from Mr. Lawrence. I really appreciate it. For my own time, going to daily work, come back, face the system is not easy, but I can say sacrifice, it takes sacrifice, because I can, the last 4 months, I can use Excel, but not to the extent that I can be able to use it now. And Power BI, I have never used it before. Once you taught us, and from there we begin, and from now on, we are still working on it, and we are improved. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and I believe the new batch also can stand on their ground and learn a new thing and begin to use it. Thank you for the opportunity.
Great. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Elias. Thank you so much. All right. The next person is Chinoye. Chinoye, are you there?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Okay. So, what I'll just say is that basically for me, it has been very challenging because it's like different from what I'm used to entirely. I remember, was it February or so, I joined the presentation class for the last batch. I think, yes, I was there. I was this particular lady that presented, was it Tosin or so? And then, she was presenting, the whole thing was a lot. I was like, can you do this? Because I was like, this is a lot of things. Because most of the things she was saying, it was like so new to me. I was like lost, like, okay, will I be able to do this? But then we started the whole class, and so far so good. It has been going well, and I really appreciate all our teachers. They have, gone in depth trying to, put us through. But then again, I still say that the only thing I just had issue with was, the time and, just felt like it was a short time for me. But all in all, it was a very good experience, and I really appreciate everybody. A few months ago, I could not do this. When they sent all this software and the rest, I had to call my cousin to set up a lot of things on my system because I was lost. I didn't even know what Excel, I don't even know how to use it. He was one that had to set things up and, just try to encourage me, that, okay, yes, you can do it, you can go through with it. But, here I am today, and, because of everyone at KZ. So I really appreciate everybody, and, it was a wonderful experience all in all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that, Chinoye. So for the time, how we know you, even if it is 1 year, you cannot learn everything. There are some things that you need to learn on your own. And don't forget, the more you do this thing, the more you get used to it, the more you know how to do it. And we are not going to leave you, okay? And please be in touch. Be in touch. The next thing now is for job interview, for applying for job. I believe you have undergone a training on how to set up your LinkedIn, your CV optimization, and after this class, we are going to be adding you to the Open My Offer Letter group, as I said, and in that place, we send open job application, open role, we send it there every time, and we also the scheduling section for you guys so that you can always have get yourself updated. Thank you so much for that, Chinoye. So the next person is Sharon. Sharon? Okay, welcome, Sharon. You have the floor.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, sure, we can hear you.
Okay. Thank you again for this opportunity. Just like a couple of my colleagues have said, I never knew that data could be presented in this way. Like I said, I have worked in a tech company before, and I deal with data, and I've worked with spreadsheets and Google Docs, but I've not had deep insights on everything that I have learned here in the past 3 months, and I never really saw myself doing it until I had an encounter with someone, and it just seemed like something I could do. So initially it was rough because it was a lot of information. After 2 weeks, you're getting into a new topic and you have to do the assignment for the last week, where there's a deadline for you to submit. Then coupled with every other thing that you're doing, it was really stressful at the beginning. But I think that the more I kept watching the videos, the more I kept trying, it became easier. And then there is easy access to our teachers, Mr. Lawrence, Mr. Salaka. Like they've really been an encouragement because they don't leave you hanging. They actually respond on time to let you know that, oh, this is where you did it wrong. Go and change it here so that it can affect here. So it was a smooth experience. I enjoyed it. And I'm glad that I have learned a new skill that can literally take me anywhere in the world. So this is an encouragement to anyone that wants to join the class or start. It's an eye opener actually, because you don't know what these things can actually give to you in the future. So this is me, thanking all the lecturers, Mr. Godwin, Mr. Alaka, Mr. Lawrence, and every other person that has been able to speak to us, and then my colleagues. You guys have also been an encouragement during the classes. It's just been seamless. So thank you, and all the best to all of us. And to the future people, put in the work. At the end of the day, you will come out shining. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Sharon. Thank you. So please,
Thank you,
for
sir.
everyone that have talked, please, we are expecting good news from you. Don't relent. We are going to be giving you projects. But now you are not our student that we can monitor you, can tell you, give you deadline. So now you need the motivation from yourself, inward motivation. So that when you work on several projects, and don't forget, by uploading them on your portfolio, put them on LinkedIn, put them everywhere, let people know what you are doing. So from there, someone will contact you, and don't stop applying for job. So just last week, I was speaking with the person in charge of the job application, which is Godwin. He got 2 jobs. One of them was 110 USD, 110,000 USD. The other one is 120. He got same week, So it is possible you can also do that. Okay, the job is out there. This is the word of data. Every company, whether it is a big bakery, every company, every day, I get email, I get message, chat on LinkedIn that I should come and apply for their job. Every day I get it. I'll just say, no, I don't need it. I'll leave it. So please, I'm encouraging you. Say the job is out there and you have the skill now. Don't relent. Don't sleep on it. All right. So, Mr. Edewusi.
Yeah. Hello once again. Please, am I audible enough, please?
Yeah. Yes. You're audible.
Okay. Yes. I've been once a victim of Power BI at receiving end. Some people would just be using the Power BI to harass me where I worked as a performance management, like telling you you've opened also number of accounts, your run rate is all. I can see now that, so this is the way they've been harassing me. I can understand it better now. And to me, I've learned a lot here, and they are all going to be very, very useful for my career. I really want to appreciate our lecturers here, the Alaka, the Oga Lawrence, Oga Godwin. Sincerely, to me, like I said last time, I retired after so long a period in the banking industry. But to me, this is a new tire. It's a new beginning. And I can see I can still fit in. I can still do quite a lot. So I want to work on that. So from my own personal hand here, I want to say I've seen more of my colleagues. I've seen wonderful job presented today, and I still need my academy too. I can always make reference. I sincerely want to appreciate everyone that has assisted me in this direction. I'm very, very grateful, and I can tell you that I'm a better person now in this area. Thanks so much. I'm very grateful.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So in overall, man, I'm really proud of this batch. I'm proud of this batch. Everybody did well. Everybody did well in the presentation, and I believe we have learned a lot of things. We have all learned a lot of things. So I'm wishing you all the best of luck, and make sure that our complaint is there. What most of our students used to do is they make use of our company as their internship. They're having internship in their company. A lot of our students used to do that, and after getting job, we provide them the recommendation. We provide them all the required formalities for them to work with their new company, So feel free to use our company as your as your intern company on LinkedIn, because some people want to know that you're not just a newbie, you're not just coming into the industry. You have been working somewhere before they can say they want to employ you. So we're always there for you. We're always there for you. So we can always reach us myself, Mr. Lawrence Godwin, and every one of us. So I want to thank you once again for putting your trust in us. And don't forget, the new batch starting tomorrow. If you have anyone, please let them know the good thing you have gotten from us. All right, so before we go, any final word from Mr. Lawrence and Mr. Matthew?
All right. For me, thank you to everyone. I told you earlier that I was rooting for every one of you, and you guys did not disappoint. So I want to say congratulations to you all. See you at the top.
Yes, see you at the top. See you at the top. All right, Mr. Matthew, final.
Yeah. So parting. Okay, this is my parting message for every one of you. So just say that whatever it is you think you've done so far is the least that you could do. Just see this as the least that could be done by you. And take self-development very important. Always task yourself to do better. Probably, I don't know, maybe someday I might want to share certain stories with anybody that I might meet probably later, I don't know. So there's always have this zeal to go for something complex. Drill yourself. It's really help you in achieving whatever it is you want to, whatever aim, whatever purpose that brought you to learning this. Yeah. So that would be my parting message. Self-development. Always try to do better than what you think you've done. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Yeah. So just enjoy your life, and you can't learn everything at a go. So it's one step at a time. So you keep learning, you keep learning and learning along the way. So, and don't hesitate to go back to your tutors if you run into any trouble or any challenges. That's why they are there for you. So always have this free communication with them, be able to talk to them at any time. Oh, I'm trying to do this. How can I? Don't be intimidated. I should be able to do this. Sometimes you just need someone to just point you, to just give you that little shift. Then just for you to just get there. So I think that's it from me. Yeah. So just enjoy your career. Wish you all success in your endeavors.
Yeah, I'm with you,
I'm
sir.
done. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I think I'm done. Yeah. So I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. I was talking. I forgot I was muted. So I was talking about Zelda. Zelda is also one of our alumnus. I mean, she's a great woman working in the IT firm. She's a professional database administrator. Zelda, you have anything to say? Zelda.
Yeah, hello, good evening. I'm so sorry, my background is so noisy. That's why I stayed muted. But I want to use this opportunity to thank everyone who has presented tonight. I was once here, right? I joined this academy Academy also some years back, and that helped me a lot. Today, I've been able to have my Power BI certification, and that has pushed me an extra mile. And I'm equally looking forward to enhancing my studies, maybe in data science. And I think that the Academy is actually the right place for you guys. If you are starting tonight or tomorrow, please take this serious. This is the stepping stone to the career, because the future is in the data science, data analysis, and database administrator. So if you have taken this decision to take this course, I want to encourage you to do more. Do your personal research, because you have to stay actually on the ball. And I will actually thank you, Mr. Alaka, Lawrence, Godwin, and the rest of those who are assisting others. Community empowerment is all we do need. And I really love the fact that we Africans are promoting ourselves, right? In the past, we have seen this from Indians. They held each other's hands, and that's where Indians are far more ahead of all of us. But I am excited to see that we Africans are able to hold each other's hands and cross the bridge, because data is the will of tomorrow. So please take this opportunity very serious. I'm so sorry I'm joining maybe from a very noisy background, can't even come on camera. Thank you so much, Mr. Alaka, and the rest who are on the call tonight. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Zeda, for that. Thank you, everyone. All right, so thank you, everybody. So we'll see you for the new student. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, have a good night rest. Good night.
Recording stopped.
Thank you so much, Mr. Alaka. Thank you.
Thank you.